I played lacrosse. That I was pretty good at. I was all American. She does the scholarships. Then I played semi-pro rugby against barbarians. I just don't run as much as I used to. In the Army, sometimes I do marathons. Just try
Okay, are you sure?
Tag along.
What's that Facebook? What is the?
That's what.
Jefferson County School District page, Facebook page.
So you gotta put in
Jefferson County School District, and it should come up. Yes, sir.
Oh, got it. Not so bad. I think I got it.
regular meeting, you can also work, but you gotta have your.
I get off at 3. I get off at 3. Because if not, I was on phone and asked people to come in anyway. So I get off at 3. And all of them. Yeah. Bonus business. Yeah.
I'm on the joint board. That reminds me, we adopted 11 families over and above because 11 families were left out. So Gladys and I last year, we personally cared for 11 families. And so we try to help those that are in need. And my wife has always, bought jackets, toboggans, gloves. So if you know if kids,
Thank you. Thank you.
it's a community effort.
Take your pillows.
Exactly.
All right, are we ready? If you'll please stand for the invitation, we are going to be broadcasting our meeting tonight live on Facebook. And that's where we.
Let's pray. Eternal God, our Father, we come tonight to tell you thank you. God, we ask you to be with this board and the superintendent. And all we do, that they do, will be in the best interest for the citizens and students of Jefferson County. And most of all, God, lead us and guide us that it may bring glory and honor to your name. This verse in Jesus' name. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. All right, I'm going to call this meeting, our reorganization meeting, to order. Do we have anyone wanting to sign up for public comments? If we do, when it comes forward, please sign your name and your address on the sheet to sign. Do you want to talk about reorganization or do you want to talk about the main meeting? We're in the reorg right now, and then we'll do our other meeting. Okay. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, so we'll probably do that on the second meeting. So once we get through with this one, because all we're doing right now is setting the chair person and all that. But you can go ahead and sign up and we'll get you in during that meeting. Oh, yeah, do that sign. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I do.
Second. All right, any comments or? All right, all in favor? Okay, there's no one to sign up to speak now, so we're gonna go into the reorganization, according to the statute. This is a meeting that we have once a year, and, to set the positions of the board and, elect a chair and a vice chair and adopt the dates. So the first thing that we'll do is elect the chair and vice chair. And according to our policies, that would become chair Ms. Gladys Roman Watson, and vice chair would be Ms. Saunders, Sandra Saunders. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we set that.
All right, any discussion? All in favor? Okay, so next thing we have are the agenda meetings, dates, they are in your packet. We have 2 dates for each month. The first date is the regular board meeting, and the second date would be the 4th Monday, would be workshops to be used as needed, but we wanted to get these dates on the books and on the calendar, and if we don't need them, then we will not have the workshop. Do I have a motion to approve the school board meeting calendar for 2021, 22?
So moved.
Are there any discussions?
On December 22nd, I didn't see December 22nd.
No, ma'am, that's during, Christmas or winter break, and so, we decided not to have that one.
So we decided,
So if we have a workshop, we'll do it a different date.
what about board meeting?
The board meeting is there.
December 13th.
Which one?
First one.
That's 21.
Oh, he's talking.
I'm talking about 20, 22.
Well, we won't decide that till next November.
We went as far as November the 22nd, and I was wondering why not December the 22nd.
The November 22nd date is that's our board meeting for next year. So you would decide at that November 22nd meeting for the December meetings and the following.
And then with November, it is the election, time where 3 board members will be sworn in at that point. And so by statute, we meet the third or second Tuesday after the election, which would be November 22nd, so that we just decided to do both meetings at that time. Any other discussion? All in favor? 5-0. All right, we'll go into the school board liaisons for the different committees. So the first school board liaison is to the SSDSS, which Ms. Washington was involved in, and I'll let her tell you what those initials are. I did not know what those are. Ms. Washington.
Small districts, small school districts.
Okay, yeah, okay. So the small district consortium?
Yeah.
Board, okay, perfect. So, currently Ms. Washington is in that position. Can I have a nomination for someone?
I'll make a motion that we, give it back to Ms. Washington this year.
One second. All right, any discussion? All in favor? Okay, and then the nomination for legislative committee liaison and alternate, who was Ms. Sandra Saunders, sorry. And with the alternative member of Mr. Brumfield.
I make a motion that we keep the Saunders alternate field Brumfield.
So,
All right, any discussion? All in favor? All right, I would like a nomination for the Jefferson Educational Foundation. And this person in that position is Ms. Gladys Roman Watson.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
No.
All right, all in favor? No, 5-0. Nomination for the Transportation Disadvantage Coordinating Board, currently member, Bill Brumfield.
I'll make a motion that Mr. Brumfield remain.
so,
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor? All right, may I have a nomination for the board member and business leader for Property Evaluation Board, and currently member Charles Boland.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Dennis
And,
Person,
and CP Miller to me, yeah, CP Miller stay as a business leader.
is that someone we need to nominate? Okay, perfect, all right, awesome. All right, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, that's fine. All right, any discussion? Yes, Mr. Brumfield? Did you?
No, I'm just voting.
Okay, I'm sorry. All in favor?
I'm way down here.
I just wanted one issue. All right, all in favor? Thank you, Oscar.
On that one, you need to go ahead and like send a letter to Mr. Miller saying.
So, yeah, okay. All right, perfect.
Attorney, I didn't hear that, what did you, what did you say?
I was just saying for that one, they do need to go ahead and send a letter to Mr. Miller. So telling him that he's been appointed to that, making sure that he understands that he's been appointed and that he'll be contacted by the clerk, so.
All right, we have no public comments for this meeting. So, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
Adjourn. All right, you wanna get up for a table? Stop.
Oh, we got it.
You got to change seats now.
Okay.
Cheers is good.
Really good.
I know that, yes.
I'm older than you, so you're making me sick. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we left it out because, the last time. Doesn't have it, because I can hear what.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And we're gonna wait till 6:15 to get started, just so everybody's.
Yeah, no. Oh, okay.
So today's topic, not so far.
It wasn't recommended.
Today is 6:15. Call to order, regular school board meeting. School board of Jefferson County announces the meeting to which the public is invited, November 8th, 2021, 6:15. Bypass invocation and the pledge of allegiance. We just did that in the other meeting. The call for comments. And would you pronounce your last name for me? Figueroa, come up to the podium, please.
It's an Italian name.
Good evening.
My name is Paula Figueroa. I'm a homeowner here.
Excuse me, could you speak a little louder
I'm usually very loud.
You can take the mic off. Yes.
Well, my name is Paula Figueroa. I live here. I'm a homeowner. My husband and I have a small construction business, and we are interested in acquiring the old gym. We'd like to make it into a sports facility that would house boxing and mixed martial arts, women's self-defense classes, and hopefully an after-school program because it's in a perfect location for an after-school program. I'm not a nonprofit. It's going to take a lot of work, and we're up to the task. But I see that Monticello doesn't really have anything for the children or for adults. And we're looking to bring something here positive and something exciting. We can bring Friday night fights. And my brother, who is my partner, he is a former Florida MMA champion, and he's a current trainer of amateurs and professional boxing. And he will be relocating here to help me with this. I came from New York. I've been here for 10 years, and I have started a lot of festivals, and anywhere that I live, I make sure that I implement myself in it to uplift my community in some needs. And I think that we could do that. The building is sitting there, it's rotting, it's neglected. I've had an opportunity to walk through it, and it's a haven for the homeless. I'm amazed that you haven't had a lot of problems with it because it's kind of wide open. And the longer it sits, the longer it's going to take to salvage it. So I'd like to take it off your hands and see what you think about that. I know that I didn't even know that there was a boxing ring in there before, and that was funny because I kept looking, saying, "What was going on with this building?" And then I looked and I saw boxing ring. I was like, "Really?" And then maybe 2 days later, I saw in the paper that they were no longer pursuing that. I'm not looking for a grant. I can't wait on that. Maybe in the near future, but that building has great bones, and when it's fixed up, it could be a great hurricane shelter, and it wouldn't cost the citizens of Monticello anything if it were that way. So I just wanted to throw my hat in the ring, introduce myself, and get your feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Superintendent, it's not on your agenda, but I'm bring her up. I think she can do her
Yes. We, left that off by accident. I don't have a whole lot to tell you, but I wanted to report, MGT is going to be, I'm sure you've heard about it. It's an external operator. Will be transitioning between Somerset and our district. And I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna look. I have a meeting tomorrow afternoon, but I do know that on November 29th, MGT will be taking over. So I don't know if that means that, how the finances are gonna change or how that's gonna work, if Somerset's gonna negotiate with them, but I will have more answers about that tomorrow. I am very excited about the external, operator because it will help us set our district up, quicker than than later. And they'll come in and finish the year and have another year with us to make sure that our budgets are in place, that staffing's where it needs to be, where we're allocating things. And one of the questions and things that we had were do the employees, are they still Somersets, are they not Somersets, are they whatever? From what I understand, and I'll find out more tomorrow, that we probably will need to give Jackie Pons and Lynn Howard a contract because they're the principal in transition and the AP in transition, so that they are employees of the district and not MGT or not Somerset. And then as we transition everyone else, we will work on that transition in the spring at that point. So, do you have any questions?
I'm going to tell you real quick before we start, okay? I'm sorry. I want to amend the agenda tonight on the action items, that we vote on giving them a contract tonight. I want to give them a contract. We cannot wait, because in February or March, he's going to have to start evaluating people, and he's got to know who to call back and everything. And, I've worked with one of these companies before, and they don't tell you who to hire, who to fire. When I came in as superintendent, I had to work with one a year and a half, maybe, something like that.
Yeah.
And they're okay, but they cannot tell us, they cannot make our decisions on personnel. They don't know, but I'm gonna ask to amend the agenda tonight, that we give these two folks whatever contract, you know what their contract is.
Yeah,
right now.
we'll keep
And
the
I wanna
same.
keep it the same and run through June the 30th, and that way they can go start working, not have to worry month by month. Jackie's getting paid month by month, I wouldn't want that job. So, and I'm doing some other things, right now, let me say this. Mr. Gainey makes $126,000 a year. Mr. Oliver, $165,000 a year. Mrs. Oliver, $139,000 a year. For a total of $430,000, almost $500,000. And we want to offer Jackie $87,000. And this is not fair, but I'm going to advise the board that they cannot set policy. That's still our job. And I'm not fussing at you. I just want to get this off my chest.
I agree.
It's been bugging me for 2 weeks. And we need to know that we set the policy, not this company that's what is it?
MGT.
Yeah, they don't set the policy, we do. If they're gonna start setting it, what, do we need the board again? Are we gonna go through another year and a half without a board member, without you having any say so? And I'm not gonna stand for that.
Right, and that's my understanding that MGT is an external operator,
Right,
so they should be working with us.
right.
And when we have the plan and we give it to them, they will help us create it and implement it. And I feel like that the timeline will go quicker with that because they can go straight in and say, we're gonna do this and it'll be done. But yes, it was my understanding that we have say and that it's, the board's gotta do the policy. So I'm not sure. I know with Somerset, we had to approve the contracts and everything. So I don't know if the contract will be with Jefferson.
The Gainey's staying, I understand, but the other two leave, we still have to pay them that salary, that salary.
I'm gonna say probably yes. I don't know.
It's not right.
I don't know.
That's not right.
Yeah.
And they
No,
did
not
this.
not now, not with Somerset.
But these are things that's really bothering me, also, that they're bailing out on us, or, well, I don't know if they were forced out or what, I didn't even go there. But we got to take care of Jackie. If
Yes.
we lose Jackie, and the state's the one that brought Jackie to that, I should say response, to that media night, that night, and they full-heartedly endorsed him.
Yes.
And so, and that's why I'm saying tonight that we amend the agenda, and give both these people a contract through June 30th. And you know the salary, so we go there.
So you won't have any problem with DOE since they recommended Jackie?
No, I don't think so.
Have you
No.
checked with DOE to see?
I will know tomorrow when I meet with MGT to find out, from what I understand, they're externally operating.
Right.
Now, we're under a little unique situation, so it's my understanding today, at this time, at whatever time it is that we're gonna create a plan together with MGT, and they're gonna help us execute it for starting July 1st. There's already a plan somewhat in place with Somerset, because they're still in the mix, even though MGT is coming in. And right now, we're gonna focus on academics with the school and make sure that we're setting everything up there first before we start rebuilding the district. So for right now, it's my understanding they're gonna come in and guide us through this process, and so that we have the control, but yet there's the safety net, so that DOE feels sure that we're gonna be set up like this.
I just don't want to step out of line with DOE.
No. And they can't, yeah, if MGT says this is what we've got to do, they're gonna go with MGT. So I'm gonna work with MGT and make sure, and the comment was made to me that we need to do the contract with the principal and the assistant.
And one other thing too, we don't have a contract, and we don't tell the reappoint, or, not to appoint the teacher, they can sue us, they can sue the board, because we have to tell them something.
Yes, so the plan is to, once we understand what's going on, by February, the middle of February, we're gonna let teachers know
Right.
what's going on and what the plan is, and hopefully by then, we'll have the budgets and those kind of things that you'll be able to see and agree, but yes.
I have another question too, we didn't know what the budget is for second semester.
No, we're trying to work on that, and hopefully MGT has it,
Okay.
and because they're the ones that are gonna manage all that.
I've worked with one before, they're interesting.
That's a good question, Ms. Washington. We're not sure, but I told them we would not.
Right.
Yes, we don't, and I don't think it's fair that they bring us into this and then we're expected to pay that bill, so.
The last time we did it, the state gave them money to help us.
Yeah, so hopefully there'll be some there. They talked about some of the positions that the company brings in are like curriculum coaches. So if we have a way to pay for a curriculum coach through a grant or something that we would normally be doing, then those things might happen. I don't know. Those are questions and things to find out tomorrow.
We once had an external company here. We paid them $300,000 and some and didn't see any results. Their role was to model the teachers and work with them. That's why we don't have enough information. DOE would need to tell us exactly what their role would be with an external operator, because we have dealt with them before.
Yes, and one of the caveats in their contract is if they don't see results or get results, and they're specifically, from what I understand, they're stated in there what the results look like and what they should be, what their goals are, and if they don't meet it, they don't get paid. So, because that has happened, I guess, throughout the state, and now the new contracts from the state with these external operators, they have to meet certain standards or they don't get paid.
Well, we had with the last one, they were in New York or somewhere, and they flew in about once a month. They'd stay a day or two, then we would see them again for the next month.
Yeah, this company will be a little more hands-on just because of the situation, and they're in Hillsborough County, DeSoto County. There's another county. So if you want to look them up and see what they're doing throughout the state, that'll give you a little more information about that. But as soon as I know something, I'll share with y'all.
Their role is not to operate the school system, not an external company. That's not their role at all. And DOE knows that. So that's why I'm interested in hearing what DOE has to say about that. On the other hand, if Mr. Pond is going to take over December the 1st as principal, I don't see how we have to pay all of us the full salary to do nothing.
Yeah, we won't, we won't be paying them, Somerset will be paying them. So I don't know what that looks like, because right now, we won't be, we'll have no control over their budget and how they're funded this year. And that's, you know,
I
that's
guess the state will have to tell us that because they the one put all the money in Somerset, so they will have to tell us how they are allowing Somerset to still make their salary and still have a principal that's on a monthly salary. I'm very much of your call, Mr. Brumfield. Let's put Mr. Jackie Vaughn on a contract. Because a lot of those students and parents would have been gone if it had not been for Mr. Vaughn. I would certainly know that. So to keep this school together, this county together, to try to gel it, we need to keep a person like Mr. Vaughn on board.
I agree. Any other questions?
I did, and I think they touched base on some of them. Will we get insight into what this oversight committee will be doing anytime soon? I mean, will somebody come and present themselves to us or come talk to us about these people? And the plan, when you say plan, are you talking about the transition plan that you already put out, or is that obsolete now? And now we have a new plan to come up with MGT, because you know, you gave us one, so I mean, it was just very broad and like, okay. So where do they come in with that plan as opposed to their plan? Which plan are we using?
That's a good question. I hopefully this answers out tomorrow.
Remember? You did.
Yes, I did, yes.
And it never came back up ever again, so I'm like, okay, with them coming in, I got a feeling that the one that you gave us will be obsolete.
Could be. I don't know. I'm taking that with me. We're gonna figure out where we're going. The other issue is how long is the contract? And somebody said a year and a half. Is it a year and a half? Is it 3 years? So hopefully it's only a year and a half. Hopefully we get through this next year, have one more year, and then we're all set and ready to go to be our own district.
And Jackie Pond is principal, say, and the assistant principal, who is that?
Lynn Howard.
Lynn or?
Lynn, Allyn, Howard.
That's somebody already out there?
Yeah, she's already there.
Never heard of her.
Yeah, she,
I was gonna say, what's her role now?
she is, AP in transition.
She's good.
So she's been, Miss Barani, who's the ESE director, has been on maternity leave. So she's been filling in for some of those roles. She's very good with behavior. She, this is her first AP position, but she, is very good at staff development, giving feedback to the teachers, modeling. She's had, experience K-8. So, she brings a lot of experience with her.
Do we need both of these positions while we're in transition?
Oh, yes, sir. Yep, we do.
I have one other question. I'm hearing all these people hired and coming and going. All of these people are hired by Somerset right now. Who does the district pay besides the board and you? Who else do you give a paycheck to? I mean, of course.
Yeah, and
This
and then Teresa, and that's it.
and the streets, okay, but any of the people out there working at Somerset now, you don't have to pay them.
I'm not paying it.
Anyway, you know.
No, I'm not paying that.
I was gonna ask, you're bringing up all the folks you're gonna meet with and the changes that are coming in. Will we have a chance to have a meeting or some kind of workshop before the next board meeting?
Yes, so the next workshop that we had scheduled was November 22nd, which is the week of Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So I don't know that they will be able to come that week. So tomorrow I'm gonna get them, because MGT will be happy to come meet with us. We just need to set a date, and tomorrow I'm gonna set that date to see what works best. And so that they can come and tell us exactly how this is gonna roll out, what our roles are, and where we go from here.
Who will be out that?
Yes, that week, yes, that's why I would kind of
We
put that,
always kind of avoid
yes,
having meetings in schools out.
no, I agree, so that's why I'm gonna change that
Not a
date,
good idea.
no, I agree.
One other thing, Superintendent, when you meet with these people on MGT and you meet with them over there and those over there, do you feel like it's necessary to take your chairman or somebody from the board with you? You're new, and I know you're learning. The board, we're not new. I mean, we do know it might can help with some of the things that, you know, we did this happen, thing that we can help you out. Are you gonna ever take a board person with you when you're meeting with these people?
Well, first of all, I don't call the meeting, they do,
Mhm.
And so
And
they
then
tell me
include
who to go, who to be, and yes.
Yeah, and I mean,
So,
you-
but yes, I don't have a
I think it
problem.
would be great if you took the chairman or somebody to some of them, not all of them, but you know, the ones like starting up like this, we've been on that road one time. So it may be something that we can help you with. I mean, be on your side and try to say, you know, let you know what's going on while these meetings are going on, because you really don't know everything about the county yet. So that's, I was just, it just came up in my head, I'm like, I wonder what, I think that someone on the board needs to be in some of these meetings with you,
Well,
not
we-
to, just to know and to help you. That's all
Right,
I'm
so from the meeting the other night,
Uh-huh.
and our roles and responsibilities.
Yes.
Right now, the responsibility is my role. So until we're ready to bring in the board for approval and understanding everything, right now, I'm being invited to the meetings.
Why don't you ask him?
But I will.
That he would love for our chairman.
Yes, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's something I think that.
No, I don't have a problem.
We're gonna work together, yeah.
Absolutely.
After talking with Melissa, I had to go to the source. After talking to Melissa on Thursday, Friday, to clear up some things that were said concerning the board. She said that she's in California now. And I certainly appreciate her returning my call, because you know I was upset about the reason the external operators coming in. And I told her it was stated from the superintendent that the external operator coming in because they have fear of turning the school over to the board. And she said, I don't know why the superintendent said that, because we did not tell the superintendent that. She said, what we said is that going into this transitional period, we need everybody working together to make it work. I said, you're right. That's what we've been saying from the beginning. And if you can remember when the chancellor was talking that night, he kept using the pronoun we. And I said, whom we? Whom are you referring to? He said, the board, us, and everybody out there. So take the whole community. I was really upset about the statement being made that the board was the reason that external company operator was coming in, because they didn't want to turn the school over to the board. That's my character. That's my reputation. That hurt me. And then the superintendent was even calling people in the community to tell them the same thing she said Tuesday night. You didn't do that?
No, ma'am.
You didn't call anybody in the community
I
to
did
tell
not
them?
call anybody in the community. No.
Reverend Presley? Reverend Presley? Did the superintendent call you to tell her that the reason?
No,
Let Reverend Presley talk. Okay, but what did she tell you in your conversation? What did you tell me she said?
did you say what I said?
No, I want him to tell me, because he said,
We did talk about that. But that wasn't the reason for calling.
you don't want to repeat what you said, Reverend Presley, that the superintendent said to the board? Because when I
We
called,
did, we had a conversation
She told me give me a heads up on what was happening in the school system.
And-
She didn't want me to get it from the outside source. But she did mention that, there was something going, I forget how she put it, but she did mention the board and DOE not, having faith in the board.
reservation, same thing. And Melissa said, and matter of fact, she told me, she said, I'm in California now, but I'll be back the following week, and we will, the chancellor and I will be to Jefferson County, and we will have a meeting. I said, please do. So they'll be here, and that will help clear up some of this, talk about the board, and not having faith, not having confidence in the board. If DOE said they did not say it, then I'm expecting them to stand to that podium and Melissa to tell me the same thing she said. I got to hear that. So they will have a meeting, and all of us will hear at the community will hear. I don't know which day Melissa is going to come, but I always like to get my information from the source, because when you're going through 2 or 3 different people, then somebody not gonna give you the exact information. So it's next week, whatever next week, not this week, she'll be back next week, and we will know more. And we clear that up, so I'm satisfied by what DOE said, and what DOE did not say.
Okay, first of all, Melissa was not in our meeting, so we'll go ahead and clear that up. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I thought she was gonna bring the snippet from the audio where DOE said it while they were here, and you said I asked her.
I said I will send you the DVD if you want, or the audio.
Yeah, and I
I don't have time to transcribe.
Did you send it?
I didn't get it, you told me you were gonna send it to me, so
I'll send it to you. Let's remind me, please make sure they get a copy. Anything else about MTT?
Since we just finished talking about MTT, can we go on and have this amendment, agenda amendment, and put this item on the agenda? Vote on? Have a motion, have a second?
a second with the motion, but,
You second the motion?
yeah, I did.
Okay. Did you want us to include this person that you talked about, Howard? Mr. Howard?
Yes, I think so.
That was, restate what you're saying.
Okay, I make a motion that we give, the principal, a contract through June 30th, and the assistant principal also, and I don't know her name.
Lynn Howard.
Okay, through June 30th also, whatever salary you would set for us. You know what it is, I think it's 80 something.
Something like that, yes.
Yeah, and I don't know what that, but whatever you set, that will be the salary through June 30th in person. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's why I asked you to say that.
You're not looking for 200,000 like that, are you, Superintendent?
Does Attorney Reed have to draw up something on that?
I think what y'all are doing is authorizing the contract. We're gonna have to see before we can actually give a contract. There are a lot of things that we need to look at. The first one is, we technically don't have a school right now. So because the only school is a charter school, so we don't have any schools to have a principal. I think what we,
If we're taking the schools over January 1st, is that what we're doing?
I think that has yet to be decided because
Okay, but whenever we take the schools over.
yeah, and I think you all can authorize a contract, but the issue is, we don't yet know the real relationship that's going to exist, because right now, you've got a charter with Somerset, and Somerset's gonna run the schools until June 30. I don't know if MGD is going to be a outside consultant for Somerset, meaning Somerset's gonna have a contract with them, or they're gonna try to have a contract with the district. Those are all the details we gotta figure out.
Well, I got a question then. If the two principals are bailing out and leaving, and they're going, and we need to find out if they're going to keep drawing a paycheck after they're gone, this is not right, what's going on right now.
Well, remember right now, we, of the FTE that we get, we send 95% to Somerset, and then they handle it from there. So I don't know that we would have any good way to say, you can't pay this person this or that person that, or who they hire or anything else. And whether we're going to have a say in that is going to depend on the relationship that is, that's going to exist with MGT. Is that going to be a contract with us, a contract with Somerset? Those things all have to be looked at and figured out.
I just want,
But we better just leave everything like it is. If they're drawing us out, we better leave it like it is.
well, I'm still wondering.
But once I meet with them, if you authorize me to put together a contract, once I meet with them, then I can bring the contract back. So I'm happy with that.
We're gonna lose Jackie if we don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to work month to month.
Well, we see we working
I
towards.
think you're exactly
Everyone
right.
is gonna get when they came on board, though.
No,
I think there are details that have to be worked out, but I think you all are on the right track. You can certainly authorize it.
Okay.
The other thing that still has to be worked out, remember, if you hire a principal and assistant principal, right now, you don't have any money to pay us principal and
That's what
assistant
we're
principal,
saying.
because 95% of the FTEs go in Somerset. So if we're going to have to hire the principal and assistant principal, they've got to back those monies out of what we're sending to them, right? So those kind of details all have to be worked out before you can actually sign a contract.
Or our contract cannot be in effect until
Until we
you're
work
done
out.
with the other two.
But we'll still go ahead and vote on it.
Yes, sir, I
But
think
we can.
So we're still make a motion that he just made authorizing you, give you the authority to go enter this contract. And so we have his motion, it's my second.
I did.
Motion. Okay, is there any other discussion? Okay. All in favor of this? You're right. You're right, 5-0. We're down to number 7, consent items.
I'd like to make a motion that we just lump them all, 7A, 7B, 7C, D into one motion.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, consider the board workshop that we had. We didn't discuss, we just talked about the auditorium use agreement. So when are we gonna finalize what we're gonna do in case someone comes in and wants to rent the auditorium? They were just giving us on paper, say this is from the old contract, the old policy. So when are we going to agree that this is what we want to charge?
That's not a hearing.
No, it's on the workshop where we discussed it. So when are we going to come together and meet and agree to finalize this, of how much we're going to charge?
Okay, can we just go back and, do the consent item under this 7A, B, C, and D, then we discuss that?
So we do what?
No, I was just saying, since we're talking about the auditorium, it's not in this, except for talking about the minutes. So, when you're talking about, the auditorium,
That would come under the workshop,
right,
7A, under the workshop.
right,
It's a thought,
okay,
it's on here,
right,
but we haven't decided what we're gonna do. So if someone should ask to rent the auditorium or have church service or what have you, we don't have a fee, we have not established a fee.
Well, the fee from your company?
We just had that, it was brought to us in the workshop, but we didn't agree. We didn't know what we wanted to change it, since we are policy makers. We didn't know what we wanted to change it, we wanted to add, or what do we want to do. We never did say anything, we just looked at it and mumbled and said whatever, but nothing was agreed on.
Superintendent?
It was my understanding that policy had just been looked at or readdressed, and that it seemed like that was okay. I mean, I can go further and look at it if you want me to, or we can follow that. I was just trying to find something that would guide me to make decisions when people call. So if you would like for me to readdress the whole policy, I'll be happy to. But it was my understanding that y'all had just looked at it and it seemed to be okay.
Just okay.
I mean, like you said, that y'all had just,
And the work, we did it in a workshop, but it had not, we had not finalized, not even a policy form to agree on.
there was a policy that was already in operation, and it was a current policy. And I just wanted to know, because people are calling and asking to rent things, I didn't have any guide, and then I went and looked for the policy. That was the policy that you said, or someone said, that yes, we had just readdressed this and looked at this, and yes, that's the current policy. So if you would like for me to
Yeah.
bring something else to you, that's fine. I felt like everybody kind of agreed that you'd already looked at it and it was fine.
Okay, so
Years ago, we looked at it. But I think when we're doing this, when are we gonna get the community involved when we are revising our policies? Let them have some input on the costs. It would make them feel as though they are a part of the whole when we get ready to discuss this. Because if you ask one now, a citizen out there now, how much would it cost to rent the auditorium for a funeral? They wouldn't know. As a matter of fact, we looked at it last week and we had the reservation. I said, is this official? We said, well, yeah, that's what we had the last time. But when was the last time we looked at the policy? So what I'm saying is that I think we need to and put it out. We need to agree, yeah, this is how much we would like to charge. Or revise.
So if you're suggesting that we're not gonna solve that particular, looking at consent items, so we can suggest that we put it on another workshop.
So we're not gonna do what?
So we're not gonna solve what you're saying as to coming up with charges for raising the auditorium. One thing I'm saying, we go on and do the consent items, and we can look at it and get final comments,
Right.
and we can put it as an item on the next workshop and go through it. Because this was in the minutes, so all we're doing right at this particular time is.
We can do that.
Right,
We can do that.
so we do that, and then, superintendent, we make that. So I've had a motion,
That's a question.
well, on our approving.
When it comes to the agenda,
Right,
um,
so, you okay with that, Ms. Washington?
on page nine, yeah, at the end, I'm okay with that. We need to decide when we go to do that.
Okay,
And then if you need to come in and take that something important, and bring to that.
that's fine.
They're
Okay,
taxpayers as well.
that's fine,
Then I'm looking at, package page nine. The agenda. Okay. There's some questions.
okay,
It's, Rose, Lamsendorf. Who's that?
Yeah.
Okay, Rose is our adult ed ESOL teacher.
How much what's the total, Ms. Washington?
$1,326.
Yes, she is contracted hourly to teach ESOL Monday through Thursday, and she's paid out the adult ed grant.
Okay, then, Teresa might have paid out the adults.
Yes, Teresa Sterling, yes, and those were some expenses that she was reimbursed. For the 130,000, 107, whatever it was.
The card services, I would like to see them. I know it was one time when I was on the board. I want to see the card services, and I would like to see them because I see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 card services, and one is for $944.70. One is for $537, and one, yeah, that's it. And one is $85. I would like to see those card services.
Okay, so
I would like to see.
if you'll put in there, so the card services, put who got paid. And then just put in parentheses the CC.
So you gonna do what now?
So like, the $944 one, which I'm guessing was registration for the conference or whatever. So what I'll have her do is write, like if it's written to Amazon, she'll do Amazon in parentheses, do CC for credit card. So then you'll see where the expense went and that it was paid by the credit card.
So $944. So
Yeah, we're not sure. I'm just guessing that's what it is. I'm not sure.
how could we find out? You know,
I'll get it. I'll get it. I just don't know it right now. Yes, ma'am. Remind me if you're making that, please.
Okay, I just don't want to see all of the card services.
I had that mark too, so send it to everybody else. Cause I had that mark.
And then another one. Why did we pay the Department of Education $1,213,565?
Because they accidentally put that in our account. I have an email.
They think we can't run this.
I think you should have given it back.
So it was, yeah, so I said, okay, maybe we'll get back to you in a month or two. But,
Get some interest off of it.
yes, yeah, so that was pretty interesting because like one day our account. like,
Did you get
jumped
any
out.
interest off of it?
Yeah, we probably did, because it sat in there for maybe like 5 days.
5 days.
Before we wrote the checks. It is. It is, I was like,
It's kind of
scary,
scary.
what is it?
Kind of scary from DOE.
Yes.
Who is Howard Technology?
Those are computers.
And QT Creative LLC.
Okay, that's the marketing company that I brought to y'all not so long ago, that was $4,500. So, cause she's gonna help us with our website and some, marketing kind of things.
In the state of Florida, EMS,
So that's cell phones, okay, so
Who
sorry.
does your fingerprint here?
Taryn and,
Will you ask Rico next time you see him? Mr. Bowen had to cut it and it's still laying there.
I know you were,
He does.
you were out there the other day, I was like,
Oh, he does, still does this for you.
yeah, so.
Who did the tree? They did a good job up there getting that tree over that ramp. I mean, it's just funny.
Oh, they probably
Yeah,
He said he left the part that was alive,
and they got it over.
left the part that was alive.
Oh,
He
did
said that they were getting ready, I think, this for the rain this weekend. And he said he's gonna go back and finish taking it down. He said he wants to be in some of these areas. But he said that he was trying to go over the walkway, so they didn't have to put the machinery and all on. See, it was the priorities were active. So he did.
Was that all this Washington?
we need to get, I would like to, at our next board meeting, what you are going to send me the hard services and we cleared up the 1,213,000 to them and up. And you say the state of Florida, Susan say one thing, you say, what is that?
Right, so I guess it's the telephone, we have the dial is it called dial com?
It's
I was like,
Suncom, that's what it's called.
from
So-
here to
so
four,
first
if
of
I
all-
have reservation about any of this, I would like to see the invoice.
Okay, if you'll let us know what you want and make an appointment, I'll be happy to go over it with you.
Okay, I would like to get a copy of it.
That's what I'm saying, so I'll give you a copy if you'd like to meet when you go over.
Just give me, make a copy and take it with me and study it. That's what I do.
Well, tell me which, okay, you just want the card services?
I want, I'll call you again.
Okay, yeah,
Tonight,
go or
I
email
want
me
the
or
card
whatever, I'll be
service.
happy to.
You clear up.
Okay,
Hold on.
awesome.
But from here to four, I just give me a copy of the invoices. And I can take them with me instead.
Like of all the checks? Is that what you're asking for?
Yeah, for these
Okay.
card services.
Do you want them copied or do you want them, can we scan them to you?
Be interesting.
You scan, I just wanna see. Who got them, where they went, and what else. I
Okay,
want
so-
study them. I want to study them.
Okay, so just to be clear, do you want like the invoice for every one of the checks or just the card services?
Card services.
Okay, so that's not, okay.
Card services.
They used to put copies in our packet.
I requested
Of the
that.
actual, you know, like the statement that comes from the card services, they used to have that with whatever that was, they had all that back in the weekends, whatever the
Okay.
entry was.
Do you want that in there or
I
do you
think that
want,
works good, because
Or do you
that's
want
how,
just
because you know
list
what we call, you know what happened when we did that? We were paying late fees on top of late fees on top of late fees. We were running
and we
our
still
bill
are
around.
because we have to
That's
wait
what
until
it is.
they're approved.
The DOE is aware of that, so they should,
Yeah, every time I talk to them.
so I think the deal would be better.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Any other discussion?
Oh, yes. I'm thinking, amen. That was an extra pay of $200. That was an extra pay of $200.
Excuse me?
No,
I said, who said it's $200?
it was extra pay on the, Payroll, it's extra pay of $200.
Medicare employees.
So that they put Medicare.
What's this up there?
Medicare employees is $725.
As long as they pay for her, that's what you say.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's,
This is her.
yes, ma'am.
$200.
You know what payroll,
Page 11.
page 11?
Yeah. No, we overpaid you, we'd like you to give that money back. Okay?
On payroll report?
Yeah, right there, the last item there at the top.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, that's not.
Yeah. And I'm concerned about the review of lawsuit. I mean, the attorney, Mr. Reed's is not attorney. But he's doing work for the superintendent's work.
Excuse me?
Review lawsuit emailed to me by superintendent. So,
No, ma'am.
what was that? That was a
No, ma'am. The school board gets sued. The school board is the defendant. The superintendent's sitting up here in the office, so when the lawsuit comes in, the superintendent scans it and sends me a copy of it to look at it. The school board's the party. I was reviewing this lawsuit.
You getting sued?
Yes, ma'am. You got sued, but it is covered by insurance,
Who's
so
suing us?
I don't remember the gentleman's name, but the point is, it's covered by your insurance, so she sends it to me, and I send it back to her saying, forward this on to the insurance people.
We need to know.
We don't have a right to know who is suing us.
Of course you have a right to know.
Well, then why we don't know? I didn't know that till I saw it on this paper.
Okay, I didn't,
Could you email that also?
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, we'll email that. But no, that's not work for the superintendent.
Yeah,
The
let's be
board is the
very,
defendant.
let's be very, candid with this, you know? Somebody was suing the school board and attempted to sue them. Yeah, we should.
Absolutely.
So when they call me or anything like that, I won't be surprised.
Anything else? Anybody?
Well, I just like to do my homework.
Yeah, voting.
Study.
So y'all got your hands in vote. You ready? Ready for a vote? I think two of them already voted. Y'all ready? Okay.
Same time.
All right. Anybody else? You okay with this one? You ready?
I'm fine.
Okay. 5-0 then. All right. Okay. Now we're down to number 8, action item. 8A, 8B, 8C.
I make a motion on 8A that we accept that, with pays for this management.
So, I'll second it.
Comment? Motion and second. Any comments? Any discussion on this? Not all in favor? 5-0. Cancellation of the lease of Old Town on Water Street.
So moved.
Second.
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion on this?
I do have a question. I think that we need to go ahead maybe and talk about selling the building, third up for sale. You know, the lady's interested in it, and, you know, I know we have to advertise and everything. You get, I don't care what we sell it for, right? We need to get that thing off our back.
So you're saying you're in favor, right?
I'm in favor of it, yes,
Okay,
yes, but
real
I just
quick,
wanna,
okay.
I'm just making that comment, but we need to go ahead and look into selling it.
Okay, you have a comment?
I just wanted to ask the attorney, that everything that's in here that was given to us from Powell, and I know you've read it, and is it all legit good, and this is, I mean,
Yeah, because
we're out of that.
yes, because what we've done is, on page 19 is a cancellation of the lease, and then attached the leases, is attached to it, so we're just saying both parties are signing off saying it's canceled.
Okay, so we're good with that, and I agree with Mr. Brumfield, right, that, I mean, it is, I mean, even Mr. Boland even said, you just need to take a tractor and push it out, and there you go. Or something of that nature, if you got somebody that, you know, can possibly save it and do something to help the community at the same time, then certainly, right, nobody just wants it.
You got to get it, just
Right,
get
yeah,
it.
That's what I'm saying,
yeah.
whoever,
We'll follow
I'm not
the rules.
saying one person, I'm just saying that's what we need to do to get rid of
Okay,
it.
can we vote on it then, cancellation, accept cancellation?
Yes.
I'm ready.
You got a motion, you need a second, all in favor?
Now, if you would like, if y'all have decided you want to, take bids on it, you could amend the agenda and authorize and instruct the superintendent and I to do a notice in the paper and all that you want to accept sealed bids, like we've done for the other parcels that we've sold recently. If y'all have decided you want to do it, I'm not telling y'all to do that,
I
but
think
if
we
y'all
need
already
to do it,
decided.
to get it off our back.
I don't know if we take that, I think we need to do it on next month's agenda, because it's
Put
not
it on the agenda for
on the
next,
agenda for next.
yeah, put it on there for next month.
Because
We can talk about it in a workshop.
Yeah, let us finish this, and then we go on with, when we get to, comments and all that. Let's finish this, go in order with this. We have a motion and second, all in favor of, accepting the cancellation of lease on Water Street. Okay, all right, go down to 8C, please. We're going to the FSBA 76 annual joint conference, which is in Tampa, end of this month. Need a motion on that? So I got a motion, can I get a second?
Can I second, because I'm going second.
Okay. Motion second, discussion on it. Yeah, we got a vote. Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
I'm voting against it.
Come on, go,
Let's
let's
have to go then, if you
Oh,
vote.
you used to go, Mr. Brumfield, so come on now.
Okay, all right, 5-0. Okay, now we're down to comments, on the comments y'all are making on these, items. We can go to public comments. Anybody don't sign up? Anybody want to speak and do sign up? Okay,
Mr. Miller, we did vote you in again as, what's the position?
Transportation.
Value adjustment.
Right.
I have a question, Madam Chair.
okay.
I have a bid.
Will you come to the podium, please?
You have to stand up and talk about it now.
We're being recorded, I just wanna make sure everybody can hear.
Come on down. You drop your mask when you come up, you be far enough away from us.
Yeah.
A year or so ago, I purchased 3 buildings from the school board. Y'all remember that?
I do.
I moved 2 of them. One of them is still sitting there. So I was wondering, could I get some rent from you all? Sometime to sit.
Sorry.
Actually, we're gonna charge you for leaving this.
I want to make preparation to move it if I can. And I said,
Somebody's property, that ain't it?
It still is.
But you can go get it.
Go get it.
It would be okay if I give it to the superintendent and make the plan for a day to get it.
Yeah, at this point, we need to contact the owner of the property to make sure that it wasn't sold as is and that it's left on there. I just wanna make sure they know that that was.
Elementary school.
Is it red
I
velvet?
think you would, so you get that.
Who is that?
Bishop, this one was sold already.
Try mid-freeze.
And then they sold it. It's been- we sold it, then that person sold it.
Yeah, they sold it.
Yes, I'll be happy to help you, Mr. Miller.
Elementary school.
They sold it.
You sold it?
It's sold again.
They sold it to somebody.
I understand, that's sold again.
Go get it, I know we don't know who's in it, just go get it.
It's sort of the church folks that.
But they sold it, it's going
You're talking about Luke
again.
side?
It's going again.
I'll be happy to help you, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, any other comments from the floor?
Another.
Oh, okay. Come to the podium, please. State your name.
Oh, I think everybody knows me, right, Terry Presley, ten
Well,
point five Third Street,
people on
Mount
the
South
Zoom
Florida.
thing don't know.
Okay, my question was, Mr. Providence, Superintendent, we were over at Howard, and a lot of the doors were locked. My question for you is, keys. And
I am happy to go through all the keys in the building and try to help you find that. I do not know where those keys are. They were on a key ring that was loaned to someone and the key ring came back and they weren't on there. Now, I do know with the new, with the grant that we received, they will go in and redo the doors, the windows and all that. So hopefully that's part of the rekey. But until then, I'm sure that's not helping you, right?
so they'll go and do the doors.
I think they're supposed to do, make sure the doors are right, they'll rekey the doors and secure the windows, is from what I understand that grant's supposed to do.
The entire campus.
I'm guessing, I don't know. I would say whatever part they're using as a shelter. Is that the only one?
Yeah, and see, the problem is, we have problems getting in, like, the electrical room. I need to get into the electrical room, identify the size of the panel. Matter of fact, I put, the engineer at Madison today. That was part of the information that I had to give him. We need the size of the panels for the buildings that we're trying to get power up, so.
Okay.
If you can. Some keys.
Okay. Let me see what I can do, to see who might have them or who might can help us get them rekeyed.
Well, from my understanding, High Tower said that they should go at the office.
Okay, I'll reach out to him.
We did remember some outset, but like I say, then given a name to someone who could look at the building, then the set came back, those keys were all, whenever we got ready to get them out of the system.
Okay, we just do it. Old
And we
fashioned.
only have that one, I am aware of, so.
Okay.
I got a couple former students that probably help you now.
I can get in, I just don't want to, because we had to get in the door yesterday, we were trying to decide where we could move some of that stuff out of the library that we want to keep, because there are a lot of old trophies in there that we want to keep. Dated back in the 70s, 80s, so we're trying to find and identify an area that we can store them in, so. Of course, some of the doors are still open anyway, so we want something secure that we can. But I appreciate it. Find anything to say.
Yeah, final comments, board members, Owen? Brumfield?
I have one quick one. I got a letter from the IRS the other day. And they said I owed them $1,200. And they wanted it by a certain time. And I'm like, kind of like the state did. They said they gave me a stimulus check and I shouldn't have had one. And I had to give the money back. I gave it back, so anyhow, I got to feel that. I didn't get a chance to keep it.
I didn't get one.
No, I'm glad we had a good week tonight. We gotta continue working together, we cannot let this thing fail. That's all I gotta say.
Ms. Washington?
I'll agree with the superintendent. We must work together. We are a team, gonna have to be a team. We're gonna work with the superintendent must learn to work with the board. Working with the community is fine, but relating information to the community before relating to the board, we get information from the community, and we are board members, doesn't make us look too effective. So, from here to forward, hopefully we will have a better format of communication. So that is important. When you drop the line of communication, you've just lost everything. Hopefully, we can leave from here and move on. Knowing that if we don't work together, it's not going to work. That's my clincher sentence.
Sonda? Ms. Reed? Good? Yeah, no other comments? Meeting
Oh, I forgot. Oh, one thing, I forgot, I must say this. I forgot. Mr. Bowler, I want to commend you for your chairmanship. You did a wonderful job. I appreciate it. You really did.
I'm glad I'm out of it.
First and second. You can ask for a motion.
Yeah, I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, first and second, all in favor, I know y'all ready to go. Okay, thanks,
I
y'all.
love this job.
Yeah.
And then, other thing.
Okay, I'll get you a check.
I had to be, I had early too in the car. I wanted to hold
Well, what they were specifically streamlining was so it's a whole different thing.
on.